Morning, folks. Just doing a little golf course update today. It's been a little bit since I've done one here. I actually need to do a home update is what I need to do. It's been a while. Well, a week or so. But anyway, we're just on our way to the course here. We've got a full day ahead of us, actually. A lot of mowing to do today. You know, grass has really sprouted up within the last week. And I fertilized, if you remember, that may have been the last golf course update video I did. I fertilized, let's see, it would have been 11 days ago. It was a week ago Friday that I fertilized greens, fringes, and tee-offs. So I fertilized those. It took a good 3 to 4 days to kick in, and then finally last week, Monday to Tuesday, we finally got some warmer temperatures. So then we were able to, see the actual growth. So the nutrients kicked in with the warmer temps, and now shit is growing like wildfire, basically. I've been non-stop mowing, and I can barely keep up. I mean, it's been non-stop. So, with that being said, my irrigation system, and we'll take a look at that today. My irrigation system is not up and running yet. It's May 8th. And I'm starting to freak out a little bit here. Although the course is very wet and we could see some rain today. And today is actually only going to be 61 for high, so it's not going to get much warmer than the 56 it is right now, according to the Weather Channel. So that kind of gives me a relief day here. We did get quite a bit of rain here, not yesterday, and we were supposed to get some rain last night, actually, and I'm not sure if we got any. By the look of my truck, we didn't. So we got some rain on Saturday night, quite a bit of it, which was good. I had some standing water in my bunkers, and that really helped essentially keep the course wet enough. And it is still very wet today, as you will see. That helped keep the course wet enough to where I think I'm going to be okay to when that last part comes in for my pipes. I had one of my local plumbing companies here basically redo the left side of my piping system that runs from my large pipe into the main line. So I'm excited to have that done. It needed to be done. I had a huge leak there last fall. Nobody wanted to tackle it last fall, so now I just put it off till spring. So far, this is kind of the best case scenario. We do have some rain chances overnight here the next couple of nights, so I'm really hoping that we get some rain. Just delays the inevitable of basically drying up. And I haven't sprayed any wetting agent on yet, or any Tebi or chlorothalonil. Although I think I am going to do that today. I'm just going to call my rep just to make sure, see what his thoughts are on it here before I go and spray anything. But I'm thinking I'm going to maybe try to do that Friday morning. We'll see. Just depends on what the week is looking like here and what the weather is looking like. But my goal is to get irrigation up and running on Friday. That is my goal. So I've got the intakes in, everything's ready. I replaced 2 heads that I hit last year with the aerator, and that's kind of the goal is Friday. It is supposed to significantly warm up here by the end of the week into the mid to upper 70s and be dry. So if any of you know about that, that is prime temperature for drying out anything, basically. So this is going to look a lot different by the end of the week if we don't get any sort of rain or precipitation of that matter. Yeah, and that's basically it for the updates. I'm just going to be mowing like crazy till I get some of my summer help, and then I'll be able to back off a little bit. But yeah, we've got a boys golf match to go to today as well, and men's league. So my day is going to look like this. Raking sand traps first, mowing greens next, doing some miscellaneous stuff, making sure carts have gas in them after that. And then what I really want to do before I have to go to that golf match is mow roughs, and that takes about 4 hours to do. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to essentially finish all that and get that all done before I have to go into town. So we'll see. You have to play it by ear. I'll get going about 6 o'clock, and we'll be doing the first two things probably till just about 8, and then we got to do carts. So if I can get done with everything, if I can get started on roughs by 9 o'clock, that'll give me enough time to get done with them and, move on to the next thing. I did fairways yesterday, so I won't have to do fairways again till Wednesday, just with how everything's growing. I may not even be able to do them till Thursday or Friday, but we'll just see. We'll see how everything's growing. I waited 3 days it was on fairways, and that was too long, so waiting 3 days puts me at Wednesday again, and that's kind of where I'd want to do them. So that's kind of the plan. Tomorrow I have to trim mow. That usually takes 2 to 3 hours, and that's kind of gonna be my plan for tomorrow. But I'm really hoping that they'll be here on Wednesday. Look at those deer car killers. Oh, those idiots. I fucking hate deer. I'm hoping that they'll be here on Wednesday, and we'll be able to get all the pipe work done, and we'll be able to get that irrigation system fired up, at least just to have irrigation for one night. All it's going to take is one night, and I'll be set for a couple days just in case I have any issues with the pipes. Now, if you remember, this winter with my snowmobiling videos, we got a shit ton of snow, so we shouldn't have any frost. Oh, another one. Look at this asshole. Fucker. That's right, hop away, you little bounder. Oh, I fucking hate deer. So if you remember this winter, we shouldn't have had any frost. So that's a good thing. Like, that's very, very good. And I've heard guys, actually, I had my grandfather dig up some potatoes in his garden when he was planting potatoes here, and he said he had a potato from last year that was still good. He ate it. The frost didn't get to it. So, and that isn't that far in the ground like irrigation is. So that really should bode well for me. The only issues I may have is just replacing some heads and whatnot, which isn't a huge deal. So that really should bode well for me in terms of getting a timely irrigation system set up properly, and getting it set up in a timely fashion, which I'm really excited for this year. I think I'm really going to be able to fine-tune and dial in irrigation this year, and hopefully not have to run it as much, and be a little bit more self-sustaining with the rain that we get. Now, last year was pretty dry in the summer months, and so was the year before that, and I had to run it quite a bit. So I'm really hoping that doesn't happen again this year, but we'll see. I can't predict the weather. Yeah, and other than that, that's kind of the plans for the day. I'm gonna make a few phone calls, like I said, talk to the rep, see when I should maybe throw down some of that tri-wet I use, and go from there. But one thing I am not impressed with is my greens. I aerated last fall super late, and they didn't recover through the month, I guess, the month and a half that we had from October and middle of November, where we didn't have any snow, and they didn't recover this spring yet, even after I fertilized. So I'm hoping by the end of the week they'll look better than what they do now. Otherwise, I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Just not very impressed with that. This fall, I'm almost thinking about hiring it out and getting very deep tine aeration where it goes down 12-13 inches, and all I have to do is not pick up cores and just top dress basically, which is really easy to do, and they heal up really nice. So I'm kind of hoping that that's the plan right there, depending on the cost, and then we just go from there. But I don't know, the pigmentation color on the greens is not great, and I'll show that, and of course on iPhone it exacerbates it more than what it is. But I'm not impressed with the pigmentation coloring, and I need to do something about that definitely before Memorial Day, if it comes to that. And I definitely got to get that grass growing up through those aeration holes. It's just not great so far. So I think if I can get irrigation going, along with getting some product on there that maybe has some better pigmentation, or causes some good coloring, I think that'll definitely be the way to go. So we'll just see how the day goes, and I'll kind of show you guys some of that stuff. So now we're just doing some bunker raking here, and you can kind of see what I mean on the greens. It's tough to tell because the dew is on there, so it's kind of vamping up the color. But yeah, you can tell the pigmentation just isn't great. And when I mow greens, I'll show that too. I should change cups today as well. Just not overly impressed with them, but again, we'll get some product on there and see how we can fix it. But man, this is a job right here. Doing bunkers is not the funnest job in the world, and it's just really bumpy and really loud, as you can tell. Kills your back, completely kills your back. But now we're done, and we're going on to the next one. Yeah, bunkers just aren't the funnest, but you can see the rest of the course looks really good. Really green, really nice. A lot of those winter kill spots are growing in now, and it's starting to look really, really nice. I'm pretty impressed with it. So it's tough to tell on the iPhone, but you could tell like that area, you know, a lot of those kind of brownish areas, you could tell the color pigmentation just isn't there. And the iPhone does a great job at showing you where all the aeration holes are. And that's kind of what I'm talking about here a little bit. Alright, so here's a great example here of the pigmentation. Granted, it is May, 7th, 8th today? May 8th, I believe. And you can just see that, yeah, that's a great example there. The pigmentation isn't great. So whether this is my mower not cutting the grass and it's just tearing it, or this is just because verticutting still, the verticutting that I did a week and a half ago. You can see we may have a disease spot there. I'm going to be spraying this week, but you can see that the pigmentation isn't great. So I'm just trying to figure out, and it's nothing to be super worried about. You know, it's not like there's not moisture. I mean, this is really, really wet, but, and the soil is wet, but you can see, and you can also see all the freaking aeration holes that I have that have yet to be filled in. But you can see the pigmentation here. So I believe it's from verticutting and not my mower, but I'm gonna have some service done on my mower besides backlapping anyway. But you could see I just don't feel like this is getting a good cut, and I'm mowing at 130. I'm mowing at 0.130, so it's definitely low enough, but I just don't feel like I'm getting a good cut on it. And I'm hoping that I can figure this out, but I'm just not happy with the pigmentation coloring. On the grass here, it just doesn't look great. So I guess I've just got to figure out what to do. I mean, the fertilizer is working, but there's just too many dark coloring spots. Here's a great example. I do have some chickweed I've got to take care of as well, although that should grow out eventually, so I'm not too worried about it. But the pigmentation coloring is just not great. So I don't know if you guys have had this happen before, but it's definitely not because of healthy grass. I mean, my grass, my tissue, the leaf itself is very healthy, very, very healthy. I just fertilized it. So I don't know, I gotta figure it out. I think it's from verticutting, and that's the most logical guess, and that the greens are very sandy. So hopefully we can get this, you know, stuff like this, hopefully I can get that figured out. It's just not pretty to look at, not fun to putt on. So hoping we can get this figured out and dealt with, you know, fairly soon, before Memorial Day at least. So that gives me about 2.5 more weeks to deal with the issue at hand. So that's about all we got on that. And now we're on to mowing the rough. This is not a very fun job. I usually pay people to do this job because I really don't enjoy it. Now we're just making our rounds around the course, although it's not very busy today, so it's kind of the perfect day to get this shit done with. But we're closing out here on stuff we have to do today before we got to go to the golf match, and then come back here for league, and then we got to mow tonight. So I'm hoping I just have this hole left here. You can see the grass is long, and then that hole on the other side with the big hill. It really grew here with the rain that we got in these warmer temperatures, so we got to get this done, and whether I like it or not, it's just shit that has to be done. So just slowly mowing her down. Well, it's currently 9:30 at night. We're almost done with the day, and hopefully we'll be home by 11. I just have some more fringes to mow here. I want to get a head start before tomorrow, and we'll be back at her tomorrow. I got to get up around 4:30 to get shit done, and then we'll be all set to go for the day. Oh yeah, love these late nights. They suck. Early mornings suck. Tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to bed early. Tired man. Just making our rounds here, and we have 3 more fringes left in the pitch black here. Not a big fan of it, although the iPhone seems to pick up light really well. I gotta say, this iPhone is excellent at picking up light. You can't even see any of that. So it's about the rest of the night here. Well, folks, we're finally heading home. It's just about 10 o'clock. I just couldn't quite... I have about a half an hour drive home. I just couldn't quite get myself to do those last 2 fringes. So I'll do them tomorrow, but I'm on a little bit of a time stamp tomorrow, time crunch tomorrow, and just can't wait to be done with mowing. It's been a hectic last 2-3 days with mowing. The grass is growing so fast right now because these temperatures are, you know, nice at night. We're in the 50s at night now, and in upper 60s, lower 70s during the day. So you pair that with some fertilizer here, and it grows like wildfires. So, you know, the pigmentation, the few key things I wanted to touch on today, the pigmentation in my greens came back a little bit. So I was pretty happy about that. The greens were cut fairly well, so I was also happy about that. And we're just going to continue with our regimen tomorrow of mowing the greens and just kind of paying attention to the pigmentation. We did get a little bit of rain today, and I really hope that we get some more rain here tomorrow night or even tonight, in order to kind of green things up a little bit more and and kind of give me a little bit of a buffer between, when I get irrigation started and with, the dry weather. So I'm kind of hoping that is what is going to happen here, and we will see. But I'm overall pretty happy with how today went. I won't have to mow big roughs later in the week, which is nice. So that'll take my slack off. Usually up my plate on Thursday if I'm gone that day for part of the day. So hopefully I'll be able to be all caught up on mowing tomorrow. I just have a little bit of trim mowing to do. Have to finish up tees and fringes, greens, and traps. And that should take me right to practice time, right around 3:30. So I'm pretty happy about that. And hopefully we'll be caught up by tomorrow. That would be fantastic. Oh, I can't wait till my summer help arrives. That's going to make life very, very easy. So overall, good day. Long day, though. You can see when my day started. Excuse me, at least, I got up at 4:45, and now I'm heading home. Hopefully be in bed by 11 here once I get home and eat, shower, in bed, and then I got to get up right around the same time here tomorrow morning in order to plan out my day and give myself enough time to get everything done.